Hi friends, I'm Pastor Diana, and welcome to another Pastor's Message Update. Pastor Susan is going to share a little bit later about what's going on at the church. Today, I want to invite us to consider how we are journeying through liminal space during the outbreak of COVID-19. Liminal space is a time that is between what was and what is next. It's a time of transition and waiting and not knowing. It's where all transformation takes place. As people of faith, we might call this wilderness time. In our sacred stories, people journey into the wilderness, into times of liminal space. And these are times of trial and transformation. Now, sometimes we choose to enter into the wilderness because we want to be transformed. And other times, circumstances force us to enter the wilderness. This may be one of those times where we are forced to enter into wilderness space. But just because we had no choice doesn't mean we can't choose how to live during this time. The Right Reverend Mary Ann Edgar Boodle wrote about wilderness in the Lent devotion that I read this year. She reminded me that we don't stay in the wilderness. We journey through it. We journey through it to someplace new. Now, we don't know what that other place looks like, but we know that we don't stay in the wilderness forever. Now, sometimes we do try to leave the wilderness too quickly, and we don't allow it to transform us. So this week, I invite you to stay in this liminal space and allow it to transform you. Know that you are journeying through it, and you are journeying through it with us too. So consider how you might invite the church to be a part of your journey through liminal space.
Hi everybody, it's Pastor Susan, and as we continue our pastor's message today, I do want to share some things that are going on in the life of the church in which we give thanks for and we are asking you to participate in. And using our acronym, this is what's calling us forward in this time of liminal space, ACTS. Action, connection, trust, and support. I want to lift up a few things to you that you can participate in or we want you to be aware of. First is the fresh produce distribution. We're having our second one of this month next Tuesday. We have an abundance of food to give out and to place in trunks and practicing the things that we need to do to be safe, but getting the needs of our community met in some amazing partnerships. So we need some volunteers for that. It's next Tuesday. There'll be some notes about that in the attachment that goes with this video. Also next week, we're going to be starting an opportunity for you to grow in your faith and self-knowledge through spiritual gifts. And so next Wednesday, we'll be starting a spiritual gifts class. If you haven't already signed up for that and want to, you can do that on Breeze, or you can call the church office and let Melissa know, and we'll get you signed up, get you everything you need to know for that. As far as connection, this next week, we are going to be in the process of doing another pastoral check-in. Pastor Diana and I are going to try to get in touch with every single one of our church family members, and we want to just encourage you also, if you hadn't heard from one of us, please call us. We want to talk with you, we want to pray with you and support you in every way that we can. So that's going to be happening. Also, next Tuesday, as we did this Tuesday, for the next several weeks, we will be having a time on Tuesday evenings at 7 o'clock to join your pastor in checking in with each other and having prayer together. So I hope you will take advantage of that opportunity. As far as trust goes, just to let you know that the leadership of the church is working really hard to make sure that we are being discerning and operating very, very well in this time. And so our board did have a meeting this past week. If you would like to view that board meeting, you can do so, but you do need to get some information in order to do that, to log on. So please call the church office again if you would like information with the password and that kind of stuff to do that. Know what we're doing. We want to be very transparent so that you can know all of the great things that are going on in this time. Finally, support. So there's two things I want to lift up with support. One is for you to go When you go and look at one of the videos that we are doing daily and our worship services on YouTube every week, I want to encourage you to support the church by subscribing to Florence Christian Church's YouTube page. We need to get to 100 subscriptions in order to be able to expand what we're doing on YouTube. So it's just as easy as punching a button and listening to the bell ring. So please do that this week. Also, just to give you a thanks, so much thanks for those of you who have continued to support the church through your tithes and offerings. This is making it possible for us to continue to do the good work that God is calling us to do into the future. Thank you so much for all that you are and all that you do. And now will you pray with me? Loving and gracious God, we give you our thanks. We give you our thanks for this time, maybe a time that we are walking through the wilderness, but a time that we are journeying with you. Remind us that you are with us. Help us to dig deep into those relationships that are sustaining, and especially that relationship with you. Thank you for the hope that you give to us through Jesus the Christ. We love you, God, and we give you our thanks. Amen.